The alphabet starts with the letter A, and so does one of my favorite car brands, but you already knew that. Alfa Romeo, you're in the next show when we go Italian. Today we're at Audi Center Wonderboom in the north of Pretoria, an exceptional dealership with exceptional cars. But it's more than showcasing Audi Center Wonderboom. You'll see me walking around, admiring and ogling these cars. Absolutely love them. What is today about? Simple. It's about cars and coffee. Who doesn't love cars? Who doesn't need coffee? The brainchild of a young fan, Kevin Miller, who I've had the pleasure of meeting at many events. Kevin invites us today, and we are proud and privileged to be here. You're going to see us showcasing some of those very fine supercars. Do they all have an Audi badge? No, just the one I drive. I'm a team player. I'm coming to Audi Center Wonderboom. The other guys, they come in stuff like, what is it? Porsches, McLarens. Hey guys, Audi. They make a supercar, the Audi R8. Enjoy. So we're with a true friend of the show, Ivan, Veloce Supercar Society. You're looking nice and tanned, and there's an absolute reason. I just saw on ignition, you've come back from Kruger. It wasn't only about the big 5, it was about the big 19 cars that went with you.
Absolutely.
Tell us about that trip.
Wow, geez. It's all a bit of a blur, really. I mean, you kind of set out on these trips, and whether they're 3, 4, 5 days, you blink and you start, and you blink and it's over, because it's just go, go, go from day one. But I mean, it's just this. There's so many elements that come into it on a trip like that. You know, it's the driving, it's the socializing, it's the eating, the drinking, it's the in this specific case, it was the Kruger. So we managed to get into to Kruger Park as well for a bit of a game drive.
Amazing. So I've always said on the show, we want to do 3 things: showcase our beautiful country, our people, and our cars. That trip did that for you. But there's something else upcoming. When you think of South Africa as a tourism destination, to me, there's 2 places: Mpumalanga, the Lowveld Kruger. Don't worry about Sun City, Ballito, Mpumalanga, you're magnificent, but it's the Western Cape. What have we got planned for March?
Oh, well, we all know why it's the Western Cape.
Of
First
course.
and foremost, it's the roads.
It's the roads.
So it's the roads.
It's the potholes, it's all the lack thereof. That's what we're trying to say.
Yeah, it's spot the pothole, more like it. So it's the mountain passes, it's the coastal roads, it's the winelands. I mean, you're so spoiled for choice, you know. So we do a couple of these Western Cape trips a year, and it's always something different, and it's never really challenging to find something different, because you're so spoiled for choice with the roads and the hotels and the restaurants and so forth. So
Western Cape tourism, he is your man. So what have we got planned for March?
So we got 5 days, Hermanus, Stellenbosch, Cape Town, 30 supercars. Quite a lot that's going on in between, but I don't want to give away too much.
Don't want to give away too much, fair enough.
But there's a lot to look forward to.
If you've got a supercar and you're looking to join an incredible club, Veloce Supercar Society, but these 5 days, tell me, anybody going to be filming for you?
Of course, you.
You want to mention that?
All things motoring, baby.
That is fantastic. Always a pleasure to speak to you.
Thanks, Michael.
Keep your eyes open. We're going to bring it all to you. When you think of luxury German cars, Audi, BMW, Mercedes, Porsche, absolute standout, but hold that thought. When you think of supercars, Ferrari, McLaren, Lamborghini, then you get something in between that combines both. You've got something I admire, something I love. Nishan, tell us about this beauty.
So basically, I've got a Gen 2 Audi R8.
But it doesn't look like a Gen 2.
It doesn't look like a Gen 2 because it's got a Gen 3 facelift front that was done. Full custom. The Gen 3 facelift front is more aggressive, it's more sporty, and that's what supercars should actually come out with. I like the Gen 2 rear, so we've stayed with that. We didn't go to a Gen 3 because it isn't actually a Gen 3. We went with different accents. We went with the carbon fiber hood. We went with the side skirts, the front spoiler. You know, carbon fiber accents, very nice, very subtle, but the bonnet is the one that actually is just in your face all the time.
Amazing. Now, something that you didn't talk about, and it's interesting, you didn't talk about the engine. The reason you didn't talk about the engine, any modifications, is this engine is so powerful, so warm already. Am I right or am I wrong?
You are 100% right. The 5.2 litre V10 is actually quite a solid built motor. You don't really have to do anything. I mean, most of these cars are capable of doing 1,500 horsepower on the stock motor.
100%.
So we normally would do stuff around the motor. Like what I've done is equal length headers, and I've done a custom Valvetronic system. So we can get the car sounding like a Lamborghini motor should actually sound you know, so that complements everything around this car.
But I'm going to throw a spanner in the works. Whenever somebody stops you with an Audi R8, the first thing they say to you, hasn't that got the Lamborghini motor? Now think about this, guys. Audi own Lamborghini. Does a Lamborghini have an Audi motor, or does an Audi have a Lamborghini motor? That is my story, and I'm sticking to it.
I agree with you there.
Do you agree with me?
I agree with you there.
They borrowed it from us.
They borrowed it from us, and we just make their Hurricanes and stuff sound really good.
Now, as a fellow R8 fan, Gen 2.5, should we say, where to from here?
Look, to go to the Gen 3 will probably be the next step, because I do like the brand, I do like how it is, and especially just driving a car like this is absolutely phenomenal.
Now, something interesting for me, Spider or hardtop?
Hardtop.
Why? I fully agree with you. Why?
Because I like wearing caps, and I don't like losing caps when I drive, so I prefer a hardtop. It feels like I'm in a proper little supercar.
Now, Audi, you've done an incredible job with the Spiders, the torsional rigidity, there's no scut or shake, but you cannot compare it still to a coupe. It's just not the same.
Yeah, it is definitely not the same. I feel a lot better in a coupe, and I feel the car is like a lot more sturdier on the road. It really works really well. Usually, if you're going to go with a soft top, a convertible, you kind of just want to be flashy. But if you really appreciate supercars and want to drive it, coupe is the way to go.
These cars, for me, are a combination of absolute value for money and affordable. Nishena said if you've got 700,000 Rand, he will talk to you just how you're going to pay the other 1 million. That's what he wants to know. Been amazing speaking to you.
Thanks so much.
Wishing you the very best, and our paths will cross again.
Thank you. Thanks a lot.
There is nothing that excites me like seeing my country and my industry doing well. Kevin Miller, you are a young man. You're probably about 36, 37 years old. Hey, take off 50 years on that.
Yeah, you know, so I'm a 19-year-old car enthusiast, you know, and I wanted to do something special today. As you know, I wanted to invite you guys to the Audi Center over here to join our cars and coffee for today.
And it was your brainchild.
Yes. No, it was my good friends over here, but you know what? I like to help my friends out. We take the idea into consideration and we make it happen. We love to make it happen.
So a day like today, the first event, we saw lots of cars. There was Porsches, there was McLarens, there was Audi R8. In fact, there was more than one Audi R8. Did it go according to plan for you?
Yes, it did. I just have to give a special thank you to all of the staff members, All Things Motoring,
Nice.
and my
Thank
friends,
you.
people that have me out here. And it was an amazing turnout. Love the cars, love the people. The vibe was incredible.
But now something that you haven't shared. This was the first one. Is it fair to say I can predict the future? Will there be one next year?
Ladies and gentlemen, you will see one next year. We'll see you there.
Julius Caesar, he said, I came, I saw, I conquered. Can't beat that. However, my story is I came in an Audi, I saw some Audis, and I'm leaving in an Audi. How do you beat that, Julius?